What if I told you that laziness is not your biggest problem, but only a shadow of something much deeper? The truth is, most people are not lazy because they lack strength or potential. They are lazy because they have forgotten their purpose. Think about the last time you woke up and decided, "Today, I will finally change." Yet hours later, you found yourself scrolling endlessly, eating junk food, or postponing the work you promised yourself you'd finish. You felt guilty, maybe even angry at yourself, and you labeled it laziness. But Marcus Aurelius would not call it laziness. He would call it living without remembering your duty as a human being. Seneca would call it wasting the one resource you can never get back: time. Epictetus would remind you that the real chains holding you down are not the distractions in the world, but the choices you repeat every day. Laziness is not the disease, it is the symptom of a deeper failure, forgetting who you are and what you are here to do. The Stoics lived in a world far harsher than ours, yet they managed to create lives of strength, discipline, and clarity. They did not have smartphones distracting them, endless comfort to weaken them, or Netflix to consume their attention. Yet they still recognized how easily the human mind could fall into idleness. That's why they developed timeless methods to fight against weakness and build unshakable discipline. These are not motivational tricks or short bursts of energy. They are life principles, anchors that keep you focused when the storm of laziness and distraction hits. Today, I want to share with you 7 powerful Stoic rules that will not only help you fight procrastination, but will completely destroy laziness at its roots, leaving no room for excuses. These rules will help you transform weakness into strength, distraction into focus, and wasted time into the fuel for greatness. First rule is clarity of purpose. Marcus Aurelius, writing in his Meditations, gave himself a reminder every morning. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, "I have to go to work, as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for?" Think about that. Every morning you wake up, you face a choice: comfort or purpose. And most people choose comfort, not because they are weak, but because they have never defined their purpose clearly enough. Laziness thrives in confusion. If you don't know what you're working for, why wouldn't your mind choose to stay in bed or waste hours on distractions? But when you have a mission, a clear why that burns inside you, laziness becomes unbearable. Write down your purpose. Define who you want to become and what you want to contribute. When you live with purpose, your mornings change, your energy changes, and your sense of urgency sharpens. Laziness loses half its power the moment you remember why you exist. The second rule of the Stoics is to master the small disciplines. Seneca once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Laziness does not come as one giant failure. It arrives disguised as small moments. 5 more minutes in bed, 1 more scroll through your feed, 1 more day of postponing that project. Each of these moments seems harmless, but together they add up to years of wasted life. The Stoics knew this, which is why they emphasize small daily victories. Epictetus taught, "You become what you give your attention to." If your attention is given to excuses, comfort, and delay, then laziness becomes your identity. But if your attention is given to discipline, action, and effort, even in the smallest tasks, then discipline becomes your identity. This is why the Stoics treated life as training. Every small act of discipline is like a repetition in the gym. It strengthens your ability to resist laziness the next time it shows up. Start small. Make your bed, write a single page, walk for 10 minutes. Don't underestimate these victories. They are the seeds of transformation. The third rule is to embrace discomfort. Laziness thrives when you worship comfort, and yet comfort, when overindulged, becomes a slow poison. Marcus Aurelius practiced rising early, even when he wanted to stay under the blankets. Seneca practiced poverty by eating simple meals and wearing rough clothes to remind himself that he could endure hardship. Epictetus, born into slavery, taught that true freedom is the ability to endure discomfort without complaint. Today, our world is filled with comfort, warm beds, endless entertainment, instant food, quick pleasure. But every time you surrender to comfort, you weaken your will. The Stoic destroys laziness by choosing the harder path. Take the cold shower instead of the warm one. Read instead of scrolling. Work out when you don't feel like it. Each time you embrace discomfort, you send a message to your soul. I am stronger than my urges. That is how you crush laziness. The fourth rule is to conquer your mornings. The Stoics began each day with reflection and immediate action. Marcus Aurelius would write in his journal every morning to prepare his mind for the battles ahead. Why? Because the way you start your day often decides how the rest of the day unfolds. If you waste your mornings, you usually waste your life. If you win your mornings, you win your life. Create a morning ritual that kills laziness before it even has a chance to breathe. Wake up with purpose, review your values, and begin your most important task immediately before your mind has time to bargain with you. Laziness whispers, later. The Stoic replies, now. A disciplined morning is a declaration of war against laziness. The fifth rule is to control your environment. Epictetus warned his students that if they wanted to improve, they must be willing to be thought foolish by others. Why? Because most people around you are not serious about discipline. They waste their time, they drown in distractions, they laugh at the idea of self-mastery. If you spend your days surrounded by them, you will absorb their habits. Your environment is either shaping you into a disciplined warrior or dragging you down into mediocrity. Remove the triggers that fuel laziness. If your phone is your weakness, put it in another room when you work. If your friends are lazy, spend less time with them and seek mentors, books, or communities that push you forward. Create an environment where the easiest choice is also the disciplined choice. Discipline doesn't just come from willpower, it comes from design. The sixth rule is to practice brutal honesty. Laziness thrives in lies, the lies we tell ourselves. I'll start tomorrow. I'll do it later. I deserve a break. Marcus Aurelius wrote nightly in his meditations, examining where he failed and where he held firm. He did not excuse himself. He held himself accountable. That is why he grew stronger every day. If you want to destroy laziness, you must face yourself with ruthless honesty. Ask yourself each night, did I live with discipline today? Did I waste what cannot return? Time. Do not lie to yourself, because every lie gives laziness more power. Brutal honesty burns away excuses and forces you to face the truth. And only when you face the truth can you change it. Finally, the seventh rule. Remember death. Memento mori. Seneca said, "We are dying every day." The Stoics meditated on death not to be morbid, but to awaken urgency. Laziness exists because we think we have unlimited time. We say, "I'll do it tomorrow," as if tomorrow is guaranteed. But the Stoics remind us just that tomorrow is a gift, not a promise. If you truly understood that your days are numbered, that every wasted hour is a piece of your life you will never get back, would you still surrender to laziness? Or would you rise from your bed with fire, knowing that this day, this moment, is all you truly have? Memento mori is the ultimate weapon against laziness, because it transforms every moment into an opportunity for greatness. Laziness is not just wasting time, it is wasting life itself. But when you live by these 7 Stoic rules, clarity of purpose, small disciplines, discomfort, mornings, environment, honesty, and the remembrance of death, you will no longer be a slave to laziness. You will rise as the Stoics did, disciplined, focused, unshakable. Laziness is easy, but regret is far harder. The choice is yours.